How the rich use credit to build wealth while you avoid it. 1. The secret weapon the rich use. It's not gold. It's not cash. It's not even real estate. The real secret weapon of the rich is credit, and how they use it strategically. While most people see credit as a burden or a trap, the wealthy view it as a powerful financial lever. For them, credit isn't just about borrowing money, it's about controlling capital without using their own. It's about playing with house money and still winning. The reason this works so well is simple. The rich understand that money flows toward confidence and control. When you have credit, you don't need to save for years to take action. You can act now, build now, invest now. Poor people wait until they have enough. The rich borrow and grow faster. Credit gives the rich speed, leverage, and optionality. It allows them to scale businesses, buy assets, and invest in cash-flowing systems while others stay stuck trying to save pennies. That's not just smart, it's surgical. It's war-level finance strategy. And it's all done with a weapon the average person avoids. 2. Why you were taught to fear credit. You were taught credit cards are evil. That debt is bad. That borrowing is for fools. And guess what? You believed it. Most of us did. But here's the truth, that's by design. The system wanted you to think credit is dangerous, because if you feared it, you'd never learn to master it. Schools didn't teach you about APR, credit utilization, or how to build a business line of credit. Instead, they told you to get good grades, get a job, and stay away from loans. Meanwhile, the rich were being groomed, taught by their parents, mentors, or private schools, to see credit as a tool. A gateway to bigger opportunities, not just a liability. 3. Good debt versus bad debt. Not all debt is bad. This is the first rule of financial power. The wealthy divide credit into 2 categories: bad debt, which takes money out of your pocket, and good debt, which puts money in. Credit card debt for a TV? A business loan to generate income? The average person only experiences bad debt. They borrow to consume, not to produce. That's what traps them. The rich, on the other hand, borrow to build. A millionaire might take a $500,000 loan, not to buy a car, but to buy a rental property that pays them $3,000 per month. That's not risk, that's leverage. 4. How millionaires use credit to buy assets. Millionaires don't use credit to live, they use it to own. Assets are things that make money for you: real estate, businesses, stocks, intellectual property. And guess what? The rich often use borrowed money to acquire them. Let's say a wealthy investor sees a $1 million apartment complex. Instead of spending their own money, they get a loan for 80% of it, maybe from a bank, maybe from private credit. They only put down $200,000. The property brings in $12,000 per month in rent. Expenses are $7,000. That's $5,000 per month in profit, on money they mostly borrowed. This is how wealth is built fast. Credit allows you to magnify your purchasing power. 5. Credit isn't evil, it's a tool for power. Credit is neutral. It's like a knife, you can use it to cook a meal or commit a crime. The result depends on the user. The problem is, most people were never trained to use the knife correctly, so they cut themselves. The rich? They were given lessons, tools, and protection. A credit card, a line of credit, or a loan, these are just tools. They become dangerous when used without skill. But when used correctly, they offer freedom, flexibility, and leverage. That's power. Real power. The kind that lets you make moves others can't. 6. The bank's playbook, how they favor the rich. Here's what most people never realize: banks play favorites. And their favorite customers are the wealthy, not because they have money but because they use credit the way banks like. They borrow big, pay back smart, and they create value with the money. When a rich person applies for a loan, the bank sees them as a low-risk, high-return partner. They get lower interest rates, bigger credit lines, and better terms, because they understand the system. They build credit profiles with LLCs, hold multiple credit lines, and keep utilization low. It's all calculated. 7. What schools never taught you about credit? Ask yourself this: why didn't school teach you about credit? Why were you never shown how to build a credit profile, leverage debt, or access capital for growth? The answer is uncomfortable, but it's real. The system doesn't want you financially free. It wants you employed, dependent, and predictable. Financial education was never about real-world wealth. It was about compliance. But credit is the real-world game. Understanding it means you can buy assets, launch businesses, or invest in growth, all without waiting decades to save enough. The wealthy teach their kids what school won't: how to build credit at 18, how to use business credit cards, how to get funded through lines of credit or strategic leverage. If you want to win in today's world, you must learn what the rich are taught at home, not just in class. 8. How the poor use credit and stay poor. It's a painful truth. Credit, used wrong, becomes a trap. And the poor fall in again and again. They use credit to survive, not thrive. To buy wants, not needs. To delay pain, not build wealth. A payday loan here. A high-interest store credit card there. Suddenly, they're buried under 40% APR, collection calls, and stress. The rich use credit to build, the poor use it to escape. But escape with credit leads to a deeper prison. 9. Credit cards, loans, and leverage. To the average person, credit cards are for buying clothes. To the rich, they're for earning rewards, travel points, and building business profiles. It's not a game of spending, it's a game of strategy. Take business credit cards for example. The rich build LLCs, apply for 0% APR cards, and use those to fund startups or cash flow projects. They use credit cards with rewards that bring in free flights, cashback, and status. Loans? They don't fear them, they use them to control income-producing assets. 10. How you can start using credit like the wealthy. You don't need to be a millionaire to start using credit like one. You need strategy, discipline, and education. Start by checking your credit score. Understand your report. Then, build credit by keeping utilization under 30%, paying on time, and diversifying your credit mix. Next, learn about business credit. Open an LLC. Get an EIN. Apply for business credit cards that don't report to your personal credit. Use those to fund income-generating projects. A side hustle, a drop-shipping store, a service business. Finally, change your mindset. Credit isn't your enemy, it's your entry point. It's what allows you to scale without savings. The wealthy don't wait to earn every dollar. They borrow, build, and grow. So can you, if you're willing to learn, act, and play the game smart? Hit subscribe if you're building your empire one habit at a time. New videos every Tuesday and Friday.